I'd like to recognize the gentleman from Florida, Mr. DeSantis, for 2 minutes.
The gentleman from Florida is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At the end of the Civil War, Lincoln addressed the Ohio Regiment, and he said the beauty of a free government is that it gives every individual an open field and fair chance for their intelligence, enterprise, and industry to flourish. And that was something that he could speak of firsthand because he had grown up in the backwater. You start talking about places like Illinois and Kentucky, that was so far removed from the corridors of power at that time, and then he ends up being the President of the United States. That would have been unheard of in a country in Europe. And I think right now, when you look at our country, you have people who are born, and you're supposed to be able to make the most of your God-given abilities no matter your circumstances. And some people are born into privilege. People aren't, but if they have the desire to succeed, they need to be able to do that in America. But yet, what we find now, there are so many kids that grow up in communities that have really failing school systems. And I think the number one thing to be able to better yourself in our modern society is with education. Now, of course, the federal government, we don't have jurisdiction over K through 12 education for the states, and I think that that's proper, and I think the times the federal government has needled into that, I think it's been counterproductive. But we do have jurisdiction over the District of Columbia. And you have some families that are in really dire straits. There's a big D.C. bureaucracy that is not performing up to expectations. And so this program is a lifeline to those families. Average income is $22,000 a year, which is not a lot in any community, but in Washington, that is very, very little. It gives them a lifeline to be able to have an alternative school and maybe be able to make the most of their God-given ability. Look, if the public school bureaucracy is doing good, then they can choose that. But if it's not, and it's not working for them, then this gives them another option. And this is something that, having done the hearing at the school like we did on the Oversight Committee, these are kids who are thrilled to be in these schools, and I'm just very happy to support this effort. I appreciate the chairman's work on this. We need to give every child the chance to succeed. Now, I yield back.
Time has expired. Gentleman from Utah Reserve.